Star Wars The Last Jedi. Clocking in around 2 hours and 30 minutes, this movie is fun till the very end. This movie, I feel, is the perfect runtime for this because of how much stuff they put into this movie. It feels like they have 3 stories or 3 movies into one, and I don't think it drags or is slow at all. All the original characters come back in this one, and we pretty much start off right where the last one left off. The rebels are being chased by the New Order, and they're trying to figure out a way to escape, and that's pretty much the basic plot of this movie without any spoilers. Let's talk about characters. I think Poe is one of the biggest standouts in this movie. I think he did a really good job in this. He's a really fun character, and at least for me, he's one of my favorites in this movie. Rey does a good job in this movie. I feel like, especially on the island, there was like one scene or a little bit of a scene where Daisy Ridley was a little flat. I don't know if it was story or just how it was written or her acting, but it was just a little flat for me. But other than that scene, Daisy does a really good job as Rey. She does a really good job throughout the movie, except for just this one scene. But other than that, I feel like Rey as a character does have a chance to grow in this. She has a lot of cool and great scenes, especially with Luke. And I think her character definitely does grow in this movie, which I like. Finn was really good, and he gets to go on this little adventure with a newcomer character named Rose, who he meets on the ship. And they get to go to this other planet in search of somebody. And I think their adventure was pretty fun. Kylo in this movie did a really good job. They fleshed out his character a lot more in this. He's still, you know, the brash character who likes to lash out, and he's just trying to find his way. And, you know, is he good? Is he bad? Who knows? You know, you get to see him fight with his emotions. He's another one of my favorite characters in this. He does a really good job. I think even better than the last movie. And just seeing his character progress and a little bit of his backstory that we get to see, he just does a really good job, and I really like this character. So let's talk about Leia. Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. Seeing her in this was really nice. A good send-off to her. I think she does a really good job playing Leia as always, and her character was really awesome in this. And it was good to see her one last time in Star Wars. Finally, Luke Skywalker makes his return to Star Wars. We did get a little bit of a scene at the very end of the last movie, but this is, you know, his return. He has a lot more scenes in this movie, and it was really great to see Mark Hamill return as Luke. I think he does a really great job in this movie. He is a little bit of an emo Luke. He just wants to be left alone on his island at first, and he just kind of is secluded on this island. But, you know, you do see a lot of cool scenes with him, and he's just an all-around badass. And there's one scene in this movie, without any spoilers, that was really great, and I really enjoyed it. The story in this was good, and I liked learning more about certain characters, and I think they fleshed out this universe and the new characters a lot more. And this movie was segmented into 3 stories: the Poe and Finn story, the Rey story, and the Kylo story. But I think they all molded really good together. I don't think it was stagnant at all. I feel like, you know, when it was playing one person's side of the story, when everything was going on at the same time, and it transitions to all of them, I think it blends very nicely. BB-8, as always, has a lot of fun and cute scenes, and it was really nice to see his character again. We do get to see a little bit of Snoke in this, or a lot more Snoke than we do last movie. I'm still not 100% sure if he's a Sith or what exactly he is. Obviously, he's an Emperor, but he does have Sith powers. But I do wish we got a little bit more of his backstory, because I'm still not 100% sure who exactly he is. Hopefully we get some explanations in the next movie. So I know a lot of the internet is talking about who Rey Parents is. We do kind of get little talks about it in this movie. No spoilers, not really answered in this movie, really. So hopefully they answer it more precisely in the next movie, because I do kind of think it's important, but who knows. Let's talk about visuals. The atmosphere in this movie was breathtaking. The visuals, the shots in this were really great. The color scheme in this was good. The CGI, as always in all Star Wars movies, was really great. The space battles, the ground fights, everything looked really top of the line. The aliens, and I really like that they blended animatronics with CGI. I really like that they brought the animatronics back into this, just like the classic movies. And there's a certain character that comes back, and I'm pretty sure he's animatronic because it doesn't look like CGI. But it's really good that they blended the two together because I love seeing animatronics back in big movies. Speaking of things that looked awesome, the action in this was amazing. I loved all the action. The space fight scenes were great. All the ship battles was really awesome. Explosions, the ground fights, everything was cool. One thing I do wish we got a little bit more of was lightsaber fights. I mean, who doesn't like watching lightsaber fights in a Star Wars movie? We do get, I think, 2 in this movie, but they were really great. I really enjoyed how they shot it. It was very visually awesome, even though I do wish we got a little bit more. You see it in the trailer, Finn versus Captain Phasm. It was a cool fight scene. I do wish it was a little bit longer, but other than that, it was really great and fun little fight scene. But yeah, as always, all the action was really good in this movie. So one thing I do wish they would add in the next movie, if you can tell by my shirt, I'm a big fan of Boba Fett. I think they should add a new bounty hunter. I think that'd be really cool in the next movie if they have the New Order gets a bounty hunter to track down the heroes. I think it'd be really good to add another badass bounty hunter to the Star Wars universe because obviously we don't get any Boba Fett or any type of character like that in these new movies yet. But who doesn't love Boba Fett and who doesn't like Jango Fett? So I think adding a new bounty hunter would be super awesome, and I would love that, especially if he looks anything like our favorite Mandalorian, Boba Fett. So I just really like that we got to learn a lot more about our characters. The story was fun. This movie was a joyride from beginning to end. Perfect length of this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. If you're a Star Wars fan, I really think you're going to like this movie. All the little small nods to the older movies and just a lot of good, great new stuff. And this movie was really fun. Especially if you're a Star Wars movie fan, you're really going to like this movie. And I just loved watching it. So this is why I give Star Wars The Last Jedi a 9.5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more reviews, hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.